Look, when I started Melbourne Books in 1999, it wasn't with the intention of just publishing books about Melbourne by Melbourne authors, but it's kind of, to a certain extent, worked out that way, largely through proximity, I think.
I would like to honour and thank David for teaching me many lessons in life, both personally and professionally. This is about David for a minute and Melbourne Books. So welcome, and without any further ado, here's David.
Thank you, Christine. I'm also a big fan of Fatima's, and what a great job she's done in curating this exhibition. It's a privilege to be working with inspirational people, helping their stories and their books come to fruition. And what you all have in common is that you're passionate about the books that you're writing. And not only did you have an idea for a book, you had the wherewithal, the work ethic to deliver to a very exceptionally high standard.
2023 has been a very eclectic year at Melbourne Books. I think we started off strong with a beautiful architectural title, Lost in Palm Springs, by Dr. Greer Honeywell. And by the middle of the year, we were publishing environmental nonfiction, historical biography, a book about wine, a book about, or memoir about a double life. And then there was a book about Triple J's Hottest 100. And that's not even the whole list, that's just a few of them.
This is about that period of my life where, I was a single mum by day, dominatrix by night, but there's a lot of crazy stories in there though, so every chapter something crazy and new happens, but the themes are female empowerment, shame, guilt, sex positivity. This is my love letter to the Melbourne queer and kink scenes, as well as probably a little bit of personal therapy.
This book, I suppose, represents me, and it was undertaken for my family who are at the back there taking photographs, my daughter and my husband Stephen. And you can see my daughter here at the back when she was 6 years old, and now she's a lot taller wearing my clothes. But this book really talks to my Lao heritage, reconnecting back to Laos, and just remembering the recipes that my grandmother made for me when I was a child.
The question that I received more often than any other since it, not even since it got released, since I told anyone that I was writing this was, why did you do this? Why did you write 80,000 words about a musical countdown on a radio station? And there's probably a bunch of reasons. One is that I've been an insufferable music hipster since I was probably 8 years old.
Alternative reality, yes, it's a wine book, okay? It's a wine book. No apologies, it's a book about wine. It's a book about the history of the Alternative Varieties Wine Show, which takes place every year in Mildura. I was in Mildura in the northeast of Victoria last weekend for this year's iteration of the show. The show came about 25 years ago because a group of people, including Stefano De Pieri, who remembers Gondola on the Murray.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Wherever there's a way for companies to make money, they're going to find a way to do it. And back in the 1970s, they started to realize consumers were demanding better for the planet, better for you products, and they latched onto that, and thus greenwashing was born. Greenwashing basically is when companies kind of wrap themselves in this language of being sustainable, good for the earth, good for people, good corporate citizens, but oftentimes the truth isn't as altruistic. And myself and my professional colleagues in the sustainability space noticed that as we've come out the other end of the global pandemic, greenwashing really has ramped up big time. So I looked across the market and realized there was nothing talking about greenwashing, at least not from a consumer perspective, to help consumers really understand, okay, what is this and what do I do about it? So I thought, okay, I guess time to do your second book, John, and the rest is kind of history.
It's a deeply collaborative, I think, and involved production between publisher and authors. And I think this collaboration is what makes each book so special.